All right, so I'm looking at something called Wordzy by Wordsmania today. The creators of Wordzy sent me a message and thought I'd be interested in this, so I'm going to take a look at it. But before I get to that, I want to say welcome to several new members. I've had a bunch of new people join recently. So, welcome to Micah Levine, Ultra XDD, Jay, someone else named Jay. We've got an uppercase J and a lowercase j as members now. Harrison Baker, Laura Zenta Brown, and Simon 190401. So thank you to all of you for joining. I know several of you joined during the live stream that I did the other day. If you didn't see my live stream where I, well, the idea was to solve, I did Infinidal and it was supposed to be solving Wordles until I lose, but I ended up having to, spoiler alert, leave to go pick my kids up from school before I lost. So if you haven't seen that, link in the description. If you would like to join the channel, also link in the description. There should be a join button under the video, but apparently on some devices, there's no join button. So I don't know what the deal is, but link in the description if you want to join the channel. All right, but today we are looking at Wordzy. Now this is a lot like Word 500 that we've done before, where it's like the original Mastermind game, so our coloring is not going to be on the actual letters. It's going to be over here, and we don't know which letters the colors apply to. It's slightly different in, you know, how it puts things on the screen. I think there's some extra stuff where you can click on the letters to say what color you think it is. But so you can kind of make some notes. But otherwise, it's essentially like the Word 500. But this also has an extra thing where I can choose to do. You can do it like this for one word. You can also do it with 2 words like the Dordle. You can do 4 like the Quordle. And so I'm gonna start with 1 and then go to 2, and we'll see if I can how it goes with bigger, you know, with more words. So I guess let's go with alien. I've liked alien lately as a starting word. Okay, so we have 1 green, but we don't know which one it is. I'm gonna go ahead and do. Let's do short. I think short's better than storm. Okay. Alien and short, and then I'm gonna follow up with ducky. So that'll get us 15 different letters. Okay, so we know 1 from alien is in the right place, 1 from short is in the right place, and 2 from ducky are in the word but in the wrong place. And then we have either a repeat letter or one of the letters that we haven't guessed yet is in the word as well. So let's see, what could we do? Let's see, it could be SL. I mean, that's entirely possible. It could be RN. That seems good as well. Let's try something with SL and then, Now the interesting thing is if we do the S and the L, that means there's no A, I, E, or O. So we would only have U's, so maybe that's not so good. Maybe it'd be good to use the I or the O, or the A or the E. It could be like ED if the E is green. So I think, yeah, so if I click on the things, I can say, you know, if this is green and this is yellow, we could do ED. But I don't know that those are the case, so I'm not gonna mark those yet. So let's see, let's assume it's ED. We could do the S still. Ooh, actually we could do CH. If the H is green and the E is green, now we don't know these yet, I'm just, you know, saying suppose this was the case. If the H was green and the E was green and the C and the D were yellow, we could do CH something ED. What would that be? Now that would be interesting. It could also be like CHI if the I is green and the H and the I are green. And then we could do CK. Chick isn't bad. If the H and the I were green and the C and the K were yellow, that would work. Ooh, there we go. I'm gonna try that. It's a possibility at least. It was chick, all right. Wow, okay, well that was definitely a lucky guess. Ooh, we get fireworks, that's kind of exciting. Yep, okay. So now, let's see, I can click next, which will do ×2. All right, so now I have 2 words to guess. Now, this is like Dordle, where as I put, you know, if I put in nasty, it's gonna apply it to both of them. So let's just stick with alien and storm. and ducky. Now what gets really tricky here is, so we know there's a letter from alien in the word on the right, but no letter from alien in the word on the left. So, this is gonna be interesting. So, we don't have much over here on the left. We really don't have too much on the right either. I mean, so we know there's no A, I, or E in this one, which is interesting. So it's gotta be O's and U's. So, I mean, there's a good chance that the yellow in ducky is the U or the Y. Unless there's only O's. So, I want to try. I'm kind of thinking robot might be good because it's only checking letters from R, O, T, and the B, the extra that we haven't done yet. But it's mostly just checking letters from R, O, and T, and I think there's a good chance there's some O's. And it checks 2 more spots. Okay, I'm just gonna try that. We'll see what happens. Okay, 2 greens. So it could be the 2 O's. But that would mean that the other yellow up here was the S or the M. Interesting. And over here we got a yellow again, so there's a pretty good chance, I mean, unless it's the B, there's a good chance that that yellow is the same as the yellow up here. That's the so the yellow in storm was probably the R, O, or T, which is also yellow down here. I'm sort of going off the assumption that the green in alien on the right side is one of the vowels, but I don't really know that, of course. Oh, I see. So if I click on one of the words, it kind of puts the focus on that word. So... Oh, and then so there's a focus button on the keyboard. I see. So then I can click that to change the focus. Okay. So, I mean, I feel like I have more information on the left. I've got 2 greens. I'm gonna kind of focus on that for now and hope that what I'm guessing helps me with the one on the right, I guess. I don't really know the best way to do 2 of these at a time, so... What am I thinking? I'm thinking the 2 O's, potentially. But I also like the idea of the Y being the yellow and ducky. But if it's the Y, then where's it gonna go? I mean, the Y is most likely at the end of the word. It could be somewhere else. But... I also like the idea on the right side here of this potentially being the E that's green and the D that's yellow, and it ends in ED. With... Ooh, okay, so... If there's an O, it has to be at the beginning or the end. So maybe not an O. So maybe T something ED? The problem with that is, well, that would work with the T being the yellow, the D being yellow, the E being green, but what's gonna go in the middle here? Because we can't use... It would have to be an E. You'd have to have another E. Something like this. So maybe that's not as good. Or we could do something like this. It could be the R in the middle. Or, what about freed? That might work. If the E is green, the D is yellow, the R is yellow, the R is yellow. That would work. I don't know what that's doing for us on the left, but I'm gonna try that. Ooh. Okay. Almost. Now, over here, that's interesting. So there is an F, an R, or a D. If it's the R, then the R is first. That would make sense. That would then mean that there's not a D. Which is, I mean, is perfectly legitimate. So I'm gonna say this is green. I don't know that, but I'm gonna kind of work off that assumption for right now. I like this being the 2 O's as well, although wait, no. Okay, so I was thinking there was 3 greens here. There's 2 greens. So one thing about this version versus other versions that I've done before is I am colorblind, and I have a little bit of a hard time with these smaller circles and telling the colors. So I was thinking there was 3 greens. There's 2 greens. Okay, so if the R and the O are green, we cannot have a green B. All of that other discussion was pointless. Okay. There's 3 greens over here, 2 greens over here. All right, so all of that, the rest of that. Okay, but the point is still, if we have the R and the O as green, we cannot have the B, O, or T. We can't have the S, T, or M up here. We need something from Ducky. So what about something? We can't use a Y. It'd have to be like Royal, I think, and we don't have an A or an L. Ooh, what about Rough? Rough is really good because that makes the U yellow. We haven't used a GH yet. I'm gonna try Rough. I think Rough has a decent chance. Okay, it was Rough, so we got one of them. Now, and it was rough getting that one. Partly because I'm colorblind. Okay, so we've got 3 greens in Freed, which is really interesting. I'm really leaning towards the R being one of those, just because we have a yellow here, a yellow here, a yellow here. I feel like that works out well if that is a green. Now, I also like the E here being one of those greens. Ooh, what is it? Doing like multiple colors? I'm not sure. Okay, anyways. I also like the idea of the D, but that's kind of why I guess the ED in the first place, right? So now if we do the RED, right, that means there's no F, there's no second E, there's no ALIN, there's no STOM, there's no U, any of these other letters we can't use, right? We've used all the letters that we have. So what's gonna come between the R and the E? Because we can't use a second E. And we don't have any other vowels. That's the problem here with this plan is I feel like there has to be a vowel between the R and the E. So if it's the R, E, and D that are the green, it causes some problems. So I don't think it's the R, E, and the D. So let's get rid of the D. Let's assume it's the R and the E for a second, okay? So we still can't do a second, well, we could have a second E, actually, if that's the green. We could do this. Now, that means we need a letter from Ducky, though. Something like creep would work. If it's the C from Ducky, we haven't done a P yet. Is there any reason that doesn't work? Okay, if we do this coloring, let's make that yellow. This is right. This would be yellow. This would be yellow. This would be yellow. That would work. Let's try creep. Hey, it was creep. All right. So rough and creep. We get our fireworks again. Nice. All right. So now I'm going to move on, hit next, and now we'll have to do 4 of them. All right. So I've rearranged things on the screen here. Hopefully we can see it all well. I'm doing 4 of them. It's the same type of thing, but we're guessing all 4, just like Quordle, but with, you know, the Mastermind type coloring. So let's go with Alien again. Okay, and oh, did I do Storm last time? I think I did storm last time. I'm gonna do short. I think short's better. The H is probably better than the M. Old habits. Okay, so there's nothing in alien or ducky over here, which is interesting. Very interesting. I think I'm gonna focus on that one first, just because, you know, gray gives you as much information as anything sometimes, especially in this version, because you actually don't have to worry about which letter is it applied to. So, short. So we've got 1 green and 2 yellows. So, I mean, it could be something like TH if the T is yellow and the H is green. That's a possibility. It could also be something like OSH. Or TS, OTS. I like TH. But then I'm not sure what's gonna be. So here's one thing we know. Vowel-wise, we only have O's in this word, right? There's no U, no Y, no A, I, or E. We only have O's. So if we do TH, then the O has to be, so the O has to be one of the letters that's colored, obviously. It could be something like this, but then what's gonna come between the H and the O? I mean, my instinct would be an R, but we can't use an R if we do the T and the H. Actually, you know what this could be? This could be robot. We tried it earlier, but the T would be green, the R and the O would be yellow. I'm gonna go with robot. I think that's a possibility. Okay, it's not robot. All right. So, interesting though, that we've now got 4 of the letters colored, which makes me think that it's the R-O-O-T, but here's the problem. Oh, you know what? Troop. I like troop. So what that does for us is this O is green. This O is green. The R and the T are yellow. The R and the T are yellow, and the other O is yellow. I think that works for troop, doesn't it? And that satisfies all of those clues. I'm gonna try troop. It's not troop. Okay, I'm quickly running out of guesses here, and I've got 4 of them to guess. So maybe we need to look at some of the other ones. This is bad because now, so these colorings are obviously wrong. Not necessarily all of them, but okay, so one thing I know is, let's assume there's 2 O's, right? One of these 2 at most is right, and one of these 2 at most is right. We have 1 less letter correct here, which is interesting. Because if it's the T-R-O-O, we would have 4. So that tells me the B has to be one of the colors, doesn't it? Yeah. If the green and the 3 yellows are the R, the T, and the 2 O's, then I would have 4 colors down here of some form, green or yellow or whatever. So the B has to be at least yellow, if not green. Interesting. I was about to say boost. Now that doesn't work because that makes the O and the T both green. But that's really close to working. But there would be 2 greens here. If there's 2 O's, where are they gonna go? One has to be at the beginning or the end if there's 2 O's. Huh. The fact that there's a B in there is really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna look at some of the others. This one has 2 greens and ducky. What else do we know? Short has a green, but it's not the O, because so this has to be a gray, which means the rest of the O's are grays. Okay, cool. So that's helpful. Because if this O was green, I mean, we only have green and gray, and if the O was the green, it would have been green down here. So there's no O's. So that's helpful. What else can we figure out? So, it could be the R. If it's the R, then if it's the R or the T, then there's no P. It can't be the T. If the T was the T would be green down here. So T has to be gray. Okay, so it's either the R, in which case there's no B or P, or S or H. If it's not the R, then there has to be a B and a P. So let's assume it's the R. I'm gonna assume it's the R. Okay, that means there's no B, no P, no S, no H, right? We need to have 2 greens from Ducky and 2 yellows from Alien. So what are we gonna do? We could do DU something R. RE? That doesn't really work. What if we use the Y? Something RY. CRY? No, that doesn't really work either. It's probably not UCR. Could it be the URY, something like that? Well, if we're assuming the R is correct, then we can't use the K. So that's kind of interesting. Not that I was really trying to use a K anyways, but... D-R-Y? Deary? I mean, that would work with the clues we have. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Oh, so close. So close, okay. Ooh, now that did help us over here potentially, right? Only with the R. We already knew the D, E, A, and Y were gray. But now that we know for sure the R is gray, which I think, we may have already known the R was gray. No, we didn't. No, we didn't know the R was gray. Now that does help, because the R being gray means the O, the B, the O, and the T have to be the 4 colors. Now, one of them is green, okay? So, if the T is green, that means the T is green up here. The O would be yellow. There would have to be... No, that doesn't work because that means that the second, third, and fourth position O's are all yellow. But we know there's 2 O's, so the T cannot be the green. The T is... I don't know how to... There we go. Okay. The T is yellow. Okay. I feel like one of the 3 O's has to be green. Well, it does have to be green. There's two O's in the word. Unless it's the beginning and the end. One of them is green. We know there's a B and a T. I don't see O starting and ending with O and having a B and a T in the middle. I don't, especially since we only have O's for vowels. That can't work. But we can only have one of those 3 spots be correct. So it's gotta be like second and last or something, or is there something, let's see. we do that with a T at... And unless the second O here is the green, the T in this one can't be green. And we know there's no P. We know there's no P because the 3 colors in here have to be the T and the 2 O's. So if the T at the beginning is green, then the O second has to be green. So it would have to be like this, with an O at the end and a B. It would have to be that. No, I'm not seeing that. We need an S or an H. No. So this T has to be yellow. Okay. Good. That T has to be yellow. One of the B's has to... Oh, right. Okay, one of the 3 O's has to be green. I'm pretty certain. If it's the one in the middle, then the B would also have to be green, but those can't both be green. So this O has to be yellow. That B... The B could still be green. No, because one of these 2 has to be green. The B is yellow. Okay, so one of the O's, the second or fourth position is yellow. So it could be something like O like that. Then we need to have a... No, I don't think that works. I think it's gonna be second and last is what I'm thinking. No, but that doesn't work either because... Right, okay. Right, so we know that, yeah, the O cannot be third. The green O can't be third. But the yellow T here can't be, the T at the beginning can't be green. So this has to be green. Which then means the B has to be green. No, it doesn't. It means the B can't be green. This is the green here. Green. But it means the S or the H is green, is what it means. And there has to be an O either at the beginning or the end, but... O. I mean, something like taboo, but we don't have an A. We need to have an S or an H. We could do ST, but then it's gotta be BOO. That doesn't work. Oh, interesting. So the B has to be first or second. So it either has to be SB or BH. I've done something wrong. Somewhere in my assumptions, I've got something wrong. I mean, I really feel like boost makes the most sense, but it just doesn't work. Because you have a T and an O that are green here. Thought all of my assumptions were right, but I'm thinking now that maybe they're not. Okay. Let's go back for a second. Let's uncolor some of these. I'm pretty confident in my grays. Let's go back and say this T is green again. What happens if that T is green? Okay, these are both yellow, which makes that yellow and that yellow. This is yellow. So either this O or this B have to be green. Why is that a problem? Maybe that's my mistake. Okay, so it could be TO. But again, we need the S or the H to be, so it's gotta be TH then. But we need 2 O's, that's the problem. Okay, so the T can't be green because it forces the H to be green. And TH, but you need to have 2 O's and that doesn't work. Okay, so the T has to be yellow. One of these 2 is green. If it's this one, then the problem is what's green here? Because it can't be the second O. Why can't it be this O is the question. Why does that not work? Can't be boost though. Booth. Booth. Booth works. It's gonna be Booth. Oh, wow. I don't know why. I had it in my head that this green forced that B to be green, but that's wrong. These O's are both green. The H is yellow. The S is gray. I think that works. Okay, let's try Booth. All right. Got one of the words at least. Okay. We got some more grays here, so this is good. This is good because, oh, look at this. This R has to be the yellow because the O, B, O, and T are gray because of Booth. So the R is yellow. The R is yellow. That makes the P gray. Things taken out of context. All right, so the R has to be third or fifth in this word. Did that help us over here? It did, because look, we got the same thing over here. We've got the yellow R's now, which means this has to be a green R. That's a green R. Good. Very good. Okay, so we have 4 greens here. Did I know that? I did know that, but I got distracted by all the grays over here. Okay, we have 4 greens, so let's assume it's the D-E-A-R, right? Then we'd have to have... Yeah, it can't be the D-E-A-R, because then it has to be the Y. Right. If we have the D and the Y, we could have the E or the A. Diary. Diary would work. If it's the I instead of the E up here. I like diary. I'm gonna try that. Diary, okay. Got 2 of the words. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. Okay, we know the R is one of the yellows here. Right? So we can only have one, right, we can only have one more yellow. The D, the A, or the Y. Only one of them can be yellow. Which means the E has to be yellow up here. Because we can only have one of the D, A, and Y being yellow. So the E has to be yellow. But we don't know if it's green or yellow up here. Could be either one. It could be green. If this is green, then we could have ED if the D is the yellow in here. Something RED, something like that. And then we could say maybe the A or the I. Something like wired. I think wired would work with the clues we have. If this is yellow and that's yellow, and that's yellow, and that's yellow, that would work. Let's try wired. No, don't try wired. That does not work. Whew. Right here, we can't use an I because we don't have a green. Okay. I need like an undo, I think. An undo would be a nice addition to this because I'm coloring things. Some things I know, and or maybe like a trial mode or something. I feel like, because I know some things and other things I'm sort of making assumptions about. So, all right, so I still like ED. Again, things taken out of context. RED is good, but it can't be an I. In fact, it can't be an I or an A if we do the R and the D. Oh, now that's interesting. So it has to be a U, but it would have to be first. It would have to be U something RED, and I don't think that's a thing. So it can't be the RED. Now, it could be something ER. That would work. That would work with the E being the green. ER. Now we need to have a D, A, or Y somewhere. We could do A something ER. That would work, because if the A is yellow, it's got to be second in this scenario. Because it can't be third or... Ooh, no, it can't, because the E is our green up here. Can't use a D or a Y. We need to have a U, C, or K, and it can't be a D. You can't use the D or the Y. So something like faker would work. Or maker. Or cager, maybe? I like faker or maker. Not sure other than that, though. Okay, I'm gonna look at this one. We don't have hardly anything here. All right, so what do we know? What do we know? Okay, the D can't be the green because it would have to be green down here, so it's a gray. Could the CK or could the Y be? The Y cannot be green for the same reasons. Okay, the E, A, or R is yellow. The R could be yellow. The R could be, now only the A or the R can be yellow. So again, only the A or the R can be yellow down here. Could the E and the I both be yellow? They could. E and I could both be yellow. Because if the A and the R are both gray, then the E and the I both have to be yellow. But they could both be yellow from up here. All right, robot. Let's see. This O cannot be green, so it's gray. Therefore, this O is gray. Now, that doesn't mean the other O is gray. This one could be green, and that one would be yellow. And then you would have green and gray down here. That would work. And this would be yellow. So if we do that, then S, H, R, and T are all gray. R, B, and T are gray. T, R, and P are gray. R becomes gray, so you need an E or an A to be yellow. But that works otherwise. Okay, so we know this much so far. What else can we glean from this? Okay, so the green here, could it be the T? No, because you'd have to have the T up here. Okay, so the T is gray, which means this T is gray, which means this T is gray. Okay, good. Can the B be green? No, because we only have one letter down here that's green, and it's in a different position. So the B is gray. Okay, we are narrowing this down. This O we already decided could be green. Could this R be green? It could. That would mean this R, and R are all yellow. If these are yellow... now here's the problem with that. That means we do not have A, E, I, or O. We'd have to have a U. It would have to be second. So you'd have to have R, U, and no more vowels. No Y. That just seems very difficult. We would have to have L and N that were yellow. No, I don't think so. Well, you could have another U. You could have another U. Or another R, actually. You could do something like, rural, but we don't have an A. What would be L? We'd have to have an L and an N. No, I don't think so. I don't think that works. So I don't think the R is the green here. I think the O is the green, which makes this one yellow, this one green. We only have the one because we know the second O is gray for sure. This makes all those gray. It makes the R's gray. Makes the H gray. Now we have to have either A or E and I as yellow. E and I feel less likely because we already have the green O. Now this can't be the green. So we need to have a C or a K. I like the A being the yellow there. So something O, something A maybe. And we've got, if that's the case, then we have L or N, no E or I. Something like this, zonal. Definitely not ready to guess a word with a Z in it yet. But that's a possibility. Zonal? Can't be tonal, we don't have a T. Oh, we need to have a C or a K that's green though. Oh, right, so something O. Vocal. Vocal is much better. Oh, right, I said I had an L or an N, not an L and an N. Vocal. Vocal would be good. That would be yellow, yellow, green, green. We haven't done something with an F yet. I think we had a theory on a possible F over here, maybe. I don't even remember what I was thinking over there anymore. I mean, local is another possibility. Actually, you could do 2 L's. There would still just be the 1 yellow here. I don't know which one to guess. Local or focal? Okay, what was I thinking over here? I can't even remember now. I need like a notepad or something probably. I could just open a notepad window. Okay, I was thinking the ER. I was thinking ER, something ER, right? And then we needed to have possibly an A. Something A, ER. I think that's what I was thinking. And I had faker and maker as possibilities. So, all right, I am gonna do this. I am gonna guess faker. Now I think what that's gonna do for me is it's gonna check the F for focal as well. Because I think this is focal or local. I think this could be faker or maker. It's gonna see if it's AK, well, not for sure, but give us a pretty good idea if it's AKER. I'm gonna go with faker. Ooh, okay, so I think this is maker. Can't be baker. This is gonna be focal, I think. I think this is our green. I mean, that all fits with what I was thinking. Focal would work with the colorings that we have here. It was focal. Okay, and then, yeah, and this works too. If these are greens, this would be yellow, gray. Yeah, I think maker. Holy cow. I can't believe I got that. Oh, we don't get fireworks this time, we get confetti. I don't know how long that took, but it felt like a long time. Okay, so I guess the next thing is to try and do 8. I can't imagine there's any possibility that I succeed on 8. I am gonna have to take a break before I do 8. All right, Future Scott jumping in here. No spoilers, but I did go on and do a 16 puzzle version, and it took quite a while. And I'm not gonna say whether I was successful or not, but I did spend quite a bit of time on it, and this video is already fairly long, so I'm gonna put the 16 puzzle one in a part 2 video. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one now, and say thank you to everyone, and to be continued, and more to come soon. And if you're watching this after a day or so, you know, after when this is posted, then part 2 is probably already posted as well, and I'll put a link in the description. So I'll see you again soon.